Mother died today. Or maybe yesterday. I can't be sure. That sentence broke something open in me, not because it was beautiful, not because it was tragic, but because for the first time in my life, I read a sentence that reflected exactly how I felt inside, without dressing it up in metaphors, without trying to explain it away. That line is the opening of The Stranger, a novel by Albert Camus, and it shattered me, because it told the truth. Most people, when they read that sentence, don't cry. They raise an eyebrow. They frown. They call the narrator cold, emotionless. They assume something's broken in him, and maybe there is. But what if that brokenness isn't a flaw? What if it's just clarity? When I first read Meursault's words, I wasn't shocked. I was comforted, because I've been there, in that strange space where grief doesn't look like grief, where time loses shape, where the rules everyone else seems to live by just don't stick. The thing is, no one ever teaches you how to be human. You just watch and imitate. Smile here, cry there, shake hands, nod politely. Say, "I'm sorry for your loss," even if you don't understand what you're supposed to feel. But what if you don't feel? What if you look at the world and it feels like you're playing a part in someone else's script? That's what The Stranger is about. Not murder, not morality, not justice. It's about the unbearable weight of being awake in a world that sleepwalks through meaning. It's about the curse of clarity. There's a moment when you start to see it all for what it is. The rituals, the pretend, the invisible contracts we all sign, agreeing to act like things matter. And at first, it's freeing. You feel like you've unlocked some secret layer of the universe. But then comes the silence. Because once you see through it, once you realize that life has no built-in meaning, that death is inevitable, and the universe is deaf to your suffering, you can't unsee it. You stand at the edge of the abyss, and the abyss does nothing. Camus called it the absurd, that tension between our craving for meaning and the universe's refusal to give us one. We want the world to make sense. We need it too. But it doesn't. And Meursault lives in that space. He doesn't lie to himself. He doesn't pretend. He accepts that the world is indifferent, and for that, the world punishes him. Because society doesn't fear murderers. It fears people who don't play by the rules of illusion. There's this idea that if you don't cry at your mother's funeral, if you don't say the right words, if you don't perform grief in the way we expect, you're broken. But what if you're just honest? What if you're just not built to fake it? Reading The Stranger, I saw for the first time someone who thought like me. Someone who didn't have the right emotions at the right time. Someone who felt like life was happening around them, not to them. Someone who noticed how absurd it all was and didn't flinch. But here's the thing about seeing the absurd. It doesn't give you peace. It gives you a burden. You see the performance, and now you have to decide. Do you keep pretending? Or do you live like it's all meaningless? Neither feels right. One is dishonest, the other is unbearable. There's a certain grief that comes not from losing someone, but from losing your place in the world's illusion. Existentialism isn't liberating. Not really. It's not sexy. It doesn't make you look cool in a philosophy cafe. It's quiet, heavy, lonely. It's watching people laugh and knowing you don't understand why. It's waking up every morning and thinking, again? For what? But Camus offers something else too, something buried beneath the absurdity. Not hope, but defiance, a stubbornness, A choice to live despite the absurd, to face the silence of the universe and whisper back, I'm still here. And that is the rebellion. Not because it changes anything, but because it refuses to break. In the end, Meursault finds peace, not in meaning, but in acceptance. He accepts the indifference of the world. He lets go of the need for answers, and he opens himself to the idea that maybe that's enough. That maybe it's okay not to be understood. That maybe it's okay to feel nothing sometimes, to float, to watch, to simply exist. The first sentence of this book made me cry, because it told the truth I was too scared to say out loud, that sometimes the world moves on without you, and all you can do is watch. But maybe that's still living. The Stranger by Albert Camus. A book that doesn't ask you to feel better, just to feel something real.
Voyez-vous, un écrivain travaille solitairement, est jugé dans la solitude. Surtout se juge lui-même dans la solitude. Cela n'est pas bon, ni sain. Pour peu qu'il soit normalement constitué, un jour vient toujours où il a besoin du visage humain, de la chaleur d'une collectivité.